And welcome back. It's been a hot second, but we are return here with my good friends, my heroes, and my compatriots, the lovely Pristine Suits. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. We are finally back at it. Here, let me hit some more music for us. Let's get right into it. We'll do some walk down the line introductions for people. You can keep it as brief or as long winded as you'd like. Aqua, anything you want to say?
Hi everyone. Hope everyone's staying hydrated. I'm Aquasylph. I'm playing the outsider today, known as Cosmic Rain, uh, and looking forward to kicking some butt.
Hell yeah! Well, thank you for being here as always. I'm going to uh, hand it down once more to the one, the only Connor. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, it's me. People call me Distortion Double sometimes. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, and Blue Sky at Distortion Devil. I'm going to be playing as Noah Butler, aka the superhero Wink, and he is the Nova.
I'm Emir. As always, thank you for being here. And moving on, we have the one, the only Gaius, also known as the Ghost Paws. Anything you want to say?
Hello, my name is Gaius Ghostpaws. You can find me anywhere online under the handle Gaius Ghostpaws, including here on Twitch. And today, I will be playing Quinn Regal, also known as Wave Index, and I am the Scion.
The Scion. Lovely. Well, thank you for being here as well. Once again, moving on and handing it to the one, the only Ray. Anything you want to say to the people?
Howdy, my name is Ray, but also known as Key Ink and Keyligraphy Ink on various platforms. I will be playing as Aurora Iris, also known as Lucky Aurora. The book is called The Star.
Yeah. And as always, thank you for being here as well. We're going to hand it to our last but certainly not least member, the one, the only Ross.
Hello, I'm Ross. I'm just a guy who likes to play tabletop RPG with his friends. I am going to be playing Robert Bobbert, aka Mr. Fix-It, the Bull.
The Bull. Hell yeah. Well, that is my crew here with me today. I am Amusing Thalia. If you're listening to this, you have somehow found me on the internet. I like to do TTRPG stuff, I like mecha stuff, and I like hanging out with my friends, which you will see me doing on this channel and on various other channels. I'm sure if you have found me here, you can find me in those places if they were not the reasons you found me already. But regardless, thank you for being here, and it's time that we just get right into our story today. At the beginning of every session, I do like to check in with my players and to talk about what their potentials are and where their potentials sit. It has been a while, so I will happily do the recap for this session. But I would like to know how much potential you have, and we will go down the line once more. Aqua.
Easy teachers. I have 4.
4. Lovely. Connor.
I have 2.
2. Gaius.
I have 4.
4. Ray.
I also have 4.
And Ross.
3.
3. Connor. Receive 1 potential as we start the session.
Oh boy.
As it has been a while, like I said, I will do the recap for this session, as normally we would have one of my players do a recap and get a potential for the lowest potential members. It has been a while, so I do not mind by any means. Where we left off last time, partially split as a group, with 3 of our members having a nice, relaxing evening. Shortly after their first major assignment, they were in the review period as the organization known as S.U.I.T.S was, reviewing their last job, reviewing what had happened, and generally analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of the group to determine how best they would be useful, what kind of heroes would be suited, what kind of jobs would be suited for these heroes in the city. During this downtime, one of the party, specifically Robert Bobbert, was invited to the new Premier Hero announcement ceremony at a local community event center hosted by S.U.I.T.S as well as the ACAB. This meeting was, or this announcement, this sort of public event, was not really cut short. It saw its conclusion. But during the sort of after-party reception of the event, a dangerous attack happened. Warned moments prior to leave the event, and trusting his son and doing so, the false villain, the faux magnitude, crashed down onto the city streets, cracking the pavement, and engaged in a tense and dangerous fight with Wave Index and Mr. Fix-It. On the other side of town, we have our heroes. Aurora, Cosmic Rain, and Wink, as they were exploring the Evergreen Arboretum, but were quickly alerted to an alarm that went off at the nearby Commonwealth University. As the university seemingly was under some sort of incursion of some kind, the party acted quickly, and managing to stop the other false villain known as Ricochet, or that was posing as Ricochet, known recently as Blue Line, placing them under their command, knocking them the fuck out, and having Aurora fly them to a S.U.I.T.S containment facility. Our last hero, sorry, not Aurora, having Rain fly them to the holding facility, our last hero, Aurora, faced off with a dangerous and mysterious villain who introduced themselves only as Light Show, seemingly consumed the very hard light that Aurora created, and just managing to defend herself, protected herself from a blast of golden light energy, which caused enough of a distraction for this mysterious villain to disappear. We are now going to return to where we left, where we had decided we would be at this point a few sessions ago. The group of you, and this is going to be a little bit of a cut, but the group of you have been met with S.U.I.T.S authorities of various kinds. The heavily injured false villain Magnitude was taken into custody and furthermore has been restrained, but also placed under hospital care from the various injuries that they received at the hands of Wave's Moment of Truth. The other villain, the false Ricochet known as Blue Line, having been passed out, has also been restrained, and the two of them have been placed under medical care and investigations till a time has been determined and or more information can be found out. But the group of you returning to your various resting spots, what we had kind of decided last time is driving away from the ruined, I think it was a couple times ago, but regardless, driving away from the ruined community event center in the Winnebago, which miraculously was completely undamaged despite the absolute carnage that was happening down there. you were driving way back in the Winnebago and end up driving, maybe for your own purposes, maybe it is, you can tell me why you end up taking a longer route or driving past the S.U.I.T.S housing, and you end up driving past a little 24-hour diner known as the Wrinkly Hound, where as you drive past, you just so happen to notice Aurora, Rain, and Wink sitting in there and having a nice evening meal post their event as well. As you're driving through the northern part of town, I think you would see the kind of emergency lights of various emergency services that have arrived at the Commonwealth to make sure everyone's okay. And I now hand this to you, Mr. Fix-It, as you currently escorting Wave back to the S.U.I.T.S housing, drive past this 24-hour diner, and see your other teammates sitting inside.
Mr. Fix-It's gonna just pull into the parking lot. The entire time, I just want to make sure, did the scene that I recall last time where Wave in front of like the news reporter revealed that they were the son of Magnitude?
Yeah, you were there. You were there for that.
Okay, I just want to make sure that did happen. I don't remember.
Yeah, we're gonna. Everyone saw that. I did forget to touch on that, but after Wave's moment of truth, during their moment of triumph, defeating the villain, the false Magnitude, revealed unintentionally on a live camera that they were in fact the true son of the original Magnitude.
So the entire drive over, Fix-It has been, as he normally is when he's trying to talk, extremely quiet. So the boomer silence of trying to think too hard to the point where it's like, he might seem mad at you, like his face is scrunched up, like it seems like he's almost angry, but he's actually just thinking really hard. And then he catches the rest of the squad in the diner, and he just slowly pulls into the parking spot, puts it in park, and just goes, "Well, it happened. You were worried about how it was going to happen, and it did happen."
But yeah, sure did.
You hungry?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know, Fix-It. They sort of like, they pull their legs up onto the bench seat and they're just sort of like hugging their knees. They're like, I don't know.
Mr. Fix-It's gonna reach to put a hand on your shoulder, and seeing that last time that you didn't flinch, but do you flinch this time after what happened?
No.
We'll put a hand on Wave's shoulder and just go, "Kid, you can't. In the end, it was always gonna be true. But you don't have to make it define you, you know what I mean?"
Can you roll me comfort or support? It's plus one.
I do. Now, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Since Wave is technically what, Bull's Heart love, and like I see him as one of my sons.
Yeah. You've decided that this is your love, and we've talked about it being more of like because we're using masks as a sort of referential system. Yeah, it is more of a like parental love. Yeah.
I have an ability that I don't have unlocked yet, but I was curious, when you comfort or support your rival, or your lover rival, I'm sorry, that is not what I thought it was. I will just roll it. Which one is the
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. What does it do out of curiosity?
It just adds, it marks potential for me if I miss, and it also marks potential for them if they miss. And since Fix-It misses constantly when it comes to comfort and support, I thought it'd work. well, but I don't have that ability yet. That's next time. And I do have a -2 to mundane. Let's see how this goes.
I believe.
That's
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh dear. So
Yep.
don't forget to mark potential.
True.
On a hit, they hear you. On a miss, mark potential. On a okay, so on a miss for something like this, I have to take a move of some kind. And just to know, kind of like narratively, what would be the most fitting move? Is your radio currently on?
Who's?
Yours, like the car radio.
Oh, like yeah. The car radio would totally be on this entire time. Like probably a little too loud. Like music wise.
Music-wise, yeah. The music that you're kind of listening to suddenly cuts into breaking announcement. There's been a recent attack on the local community event center. There has been a missive to direct all traffic from the southern New Columbia area to outside of these following streets. And it just like the like kind of calming, relaxing, whatever your music choice of preference, it is immediately turned into a news broadcast of some kind, alerting you about the streets that have been damaged, alerting you about potential villains in the area, and the timing on it couldn't be worse.
I think just like reflexively just punches the radio off.
The fist just goes into this
Yeah,
fucking
right into
radio,
it.
yeah.
Listen, I needed to get into it anyways. Don't worry about it.
Don't even sell radios anymore.
What? Oh shit. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'll fix it later. It's fine. Quinn, I'm not good at this. In there, he gestures to the diner. You got people who at least understand you a bit more. I'm here for you to be if you need someone to talk to, and if you don't want to talk to them, just obey it. The Bago has a heated seats, so you just turn that on and be real comfy. I'll get you something if you are hungry. I think that's the best he's gonna be able to do with a oh dear of a miss.
What are they gonna say? Fix it. Robert, what are they gonna say? My dad killed everyone's hero.
And kid, everyone's hero. He's like almost caught in his words when you bring that up. He's just like,
my dad killed my hero too.
and that's what your father did, not what you did. You weren't any part of his schemes. I'd never see you out there.
Yeah, it's too much of a failure for him to want to bring me.
Now, you ain't no failure. You see the guy trying to pay him? Did you see where he ended up?
Yeah,
I ain't no fail. I ain't a failure. You saved a lot of people that night, tonight. And damn it, you deserve some pancakes.
I appreciate the thought, but you know how I took off all those discs off of my suit?
Yeah.
I feel disgustingly nauseous after everything I did. Those stopped me from feeling nauseous. Actually, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, kind of. After everything I did, but I really do appreciate the thought. I don't know if I've ever been to this diner before.
Oh, Margaret's a sweetheart. She'll get you extra sugar package for your coffee if you wink at her nicely.
I don't know what that is.
I just imagine Margaret's like the oldest lady diner, like says "shug" all the time. Waitress, I'm sorry.
I'm writing.
I
I'm
guess I'll-
quickly writing that down. Yeah, you got it.
I guess I'll come if you drag me.
I'm not gonna drag you, Bucko. If you ain't feeling well. Question: What were those pucks made out of?
Oh, I don't know. My dad said something about depleted radium or something.
Leah, is there anything I can roll to go through my junk drawer in my Winnebago for depleted radium?
What would
No,
be
it's
that
fine.
roll? No, I know. I'm
a
just
D100,
trying to. I'm
it
just
has
trying
to
to
be
think.
like a 99 or something.
Yeah. That sounds. This is gonna be kind of. It would be funny either way. I assume you don't have a move or anything that would be vaguely relevant here.
No, next time.
In this case, this is just a flat 2d6, but you need here and here's the case. That's not a DC 12. On a hit, just a normal hit, 7 to 9, you don't find any, but you find something that reminds you of where to get some.
Gotcha.
On a full hit, you actually find some. So roll a flat 2d6. 9. I would say, because I kind of like to do a little bit of scaling, not only do you potentially find, not like you don't find any, but you find a hint as to where to find some. What does that hint look like?
I think going through like the glove box, there's receipts, there's a bunch of different fast food napkins, and there's a lot of like brochures to like national wild parks and like sightseeing, like what you would do along like driving across the country and just stop at the world's largest yarn. And there's just like one silly like it's radium is what it's called.
Very radioactive. Smile.
yeah. Come to see the world's largest radium boulder in North America or something like that. And it's just a bunch of people with a giant radioactive rock sitting in their backyard, and they're selling tickets to come look at it. Yeah. Come see the Elephant's
Friday. Yeah, no, I love it. Okay.
So, you know what? We could do a road trip. We get the group together, get a road trip, get you some new pucks.
I know suits, if they let me stick around, we'll somehow get more.
You're not. You ain't going nowhere. You think
know.
suits didn't know? Like really? You think the people who hire us would or don't do background checks or have their own ways of finding things out?
Guess you're right. It's a lot to take in. I never wanted anyone to know as much as I could. Maybe it would come out one day, but on the news, they sort of just like clutch their knees harder. Oh.
Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, that was rough. Just kind of scratches the back of his head. Well, listen, if you need to take a minute or 5 in here, I would say I'd play the radio, but it doesn't work. But the heated seats do work, so you'll be all right. You can stay in here, and I'll go say hi and make sure everyone knows you're all right. Okay. What's your favorite flavor of pancakes? For later.
Banana.
All right, I'll make sure you get a banana pancake. He's just gonna grumble as he goes out and starts to walk into the diner.
You begin to walk into the diner, and now I'm going to pass it to... We're going to go down the list. Aqua, you start. What does Rain have on their plate, if anything, in Rain's case, I suppose?
Like, because didn't we go and resolve the issue, and now we're just kind of like chilling at home kind of a thing?
Yeah, you guys... Not at home. You guys are at a diner called the Wrinkly Hound. It's a 24-hour diner
that's right.
near Suit, like near the Suit's housing.
Oh, like literally on my plate. Sorry.
Yeah, like literally on your plate. Y'all are... You guys were outside of the Commonwealth University. We had you flying off towards Suits, and I think flavor-wise, like just for explanation, I think you were met by some S.U.I.T.S authorities on the way there. They were able to give you some restraints for Blue Line, and then you were able to wake Wink up. And the two of you, because like Wink was, I assume, quite drowsy, and you guys were probably right next to the Wrinkly Hound. It's kind of like, hey, we're gonna head in there and just like take a moment to decompress. And so there hasn't been a resolution of like you talking with the villain that you captured. Same with Magnitude. They're currently under medical care right now, just making sure that they are alive, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally what is on your plate as Mr. Fix-It kind of ding 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 into the Wrinkly Hound.
I probably have like a soup and salad.
Soup and salad, I loved it. What kind of soup?
I think it was like the soup du jour. It looks like some sort of clear broth with like vegetables and like some little alphabet like pasta in it, and maybe some other mystery meatish sort of things, but some sort of like daily hodgepodge, maybe like a vegetable alphabet soup or something.
Oh yeah, I love it. Following suit, Wink.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Oh yeah, of course. I currently I repeat the question. What is on your plate, food-wise? To give context, you, Cosmic Rain, and Lucky Aurora are in the Wrinkly Hound, a 24-hour diner. Post the...
This is after the incident.
Yeah, after the incident.
Immediately after?
Pretty immediately after. This is that same night, same evening. Both the villains have been placed under custody, but no more information or like interactions have been had.
Yeah, gotcha. I think... Yeah, after a long, hard day's work, I think Wink is definitely indulging a little bit in some eggs, sausage links, some flapjacks. He's a big eater.
Hell yeah. But got a big breakfast.
No coffee, though.
No coffee. Makes sense. And what about Lucky Aurora?
Lucky Aurora is, since it's kind of in the evening, they are having kind of a burger and fries with a very large strawberry milkshake.
Oh, whipped cream or no whipped cream? And cherry or no cherry?
Of course. And cherry, yes, of course.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's stacked
It's
on.
not a milkshake
like...
if you don't have those two.
True. Is it a malt milkshake or just a classic?
What's a malt milkshake?
Malt is a type of like flavoring that can be mixed with the cream as you are making it. Malt is like an addition to a normal milkshake.
If it has additional sugar in it, then yeah.
It does indeed. Some people find malt cloying.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So Mr. Fix-It, you walk in and look over and you see your companions eating their various food, their various meals at their table. But as you walk in, you would also hear on a little corner TV a news broadcast currently going. I'm Ali Adebayo, and I am here on scene with what you can see the destruction behind me. It was not a half hour ago that the new hero, Wave Index, was revealed to be the villain Magnitude's son. Furthermore, the recent attacks that have been undergone by what was thought to be Ricochet and what was thought to be Magnitude have been attributed to these two heroes. The villain's son, Wave Index, has said on camera that this Magnitude is in fact an imposter. Confirmation of either of these events remains to be seen. However, remain with us on site, and we will have news with you as soon as possible. That being said, I want to pass you to Tom with the weather. We'll be right back with more information for you in 5 minutes. And that is what you walk into, Mr. Fix-It.
Right. Is Margaret working tonight?
You look around. Margaret, there's currently no employee. There's the ding-da-ding. There's no employee up front, but as you walk in, you hear from the back just kind of, "I'll be right with you, hon. I'm just in here fixing up some extra bacon for the hungry man at the counter."
Oh, you're fine. I'm turning off this TV. Don't worry about Margaret. And he's just gonna reach up and just just hit the off button on the TV.
"Robert, is that you?"
Yeah, don't worry about it. You stay busy now. We got some business up front. If you could give me a black coffee, though, that'd be great. I appreciate it.
"Do you want the usual?"
Yeah. But could you also put like in a go box like a thing of a banana pancakes?
"Banana pancake? That, sure."
I appreciate that.
Is Junior with you?"
No. I'll see him later tonight. I'll tell him you say hi, Margaret. Don't worry.
"Okay, well, send my love to Junior. And first time I heard you order banana pancakes since last time you came in with him. Yeah, I'll be right out for you, hon." And what is your usual food-wise?
Large thing of cheesy grits, steak tips, and onions.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the usual. It's very hearty.
And the rest of you at the table hear this exchange.
Fix-It's gonna look over and say, "Hey, there y'all are. Y'all having an eventful night?" And just kind of like grab a chair and do the whole like backwards thinking he's cool old man. It's like with the back of the chair.
The Riker sit.
Yeah.
The Riker,
like in the process of doing, like, hurts his hip a little bit.
I mean, that is why, fun fact, that is why Riker actually, like, the actor for Riker sat that way, is because he had a hip back issue, like a hip lower back issue.
That was the only way for him to sit down, is to do the whole leg over thing.
The Riker maneuver.
Yeah. Perfect. He pulls the Riker down. And he takes a seat. Y'all have an eventful night? Yeah. He's also beat up, hasn't cleaned up at all, covered in soot from the almost collapsing building, probably bloody knuckles.
Aurora is surprisingly just on their phone for a moment, because I think them being who they are as like a social person online and stuff is seeing probably messages of like some fans showing concern, some fans like asking if everyone's okay, and Aurora on their ones with like some of their closest fans is telling everybody's like everything's fine, like they're not worried. So they seem a little distracted, like doing their own social thing about what was revealed on the news just recently.
What are you looking for in particular?
Oh, it's not that they're looking for anything. It's just that they're doing a response.
A response of some kind.
Yeah, a social response of just like, basically, because they have such a contact with their audience, I would imagine that they would be getting messages.
Roll defend for me.
Okay.
Plus savior.
Savior, got it.
Because you were literally defending an ally of yours online. I think it makes perfect sense.
A 9.
A 9. Okay, on a 9, you get a couple things. Or on a 7 to 9. Okay, yeah. On a 7 to 9, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. You pick one or the other, and then we decide what that looks like. Unless one of you wants to help, one of you could spend a team, assist this, and make it a 10. But you would have to
I'll
tell us
assist.
how you help. What was that, Aqua? Sorry?
So, like... Oh, wait, never mind. I was thinking something else.
Okay. If you had an idea, no worries either way. But in that case...
Lost it.
You lost it. I totally feel you.
Right.
Totally fine.
No way, no.
Because you're doing this online, and
Mhm.
because I have funny background lore stuff, can I assist from my own phone?
Sure. So the kind of thing I think we imagine, the way that this scene would kind of go, is you kind of like look over at Aurora, who's like buried in the phone, and the camera would kind of like angle, so we're looking down from Aurora's POV to the phone, and then it would transition from the tapping of their phone to the tapping of your phone, Wave. As the two of you are, and I want the two of you to together describe how this is going on. Like, Ray, do you like come to like a social, like a public defense of Wave, and then Wave you chime in on the post, or is it like the two of you are doing like an AMA? How are you
Well,
damage controlling this?
under my fan account, Aurora would know who I am, but I am one of her biggest fans. So
Right.
I'm seeing you take flack from people, and I'm just like trying to be like, hey, can we just, she never steered us wrong before, can we just listen to her, for a minute? Like, can we hear her out a bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so you are no insult intended. You are white knighting in the comments right now.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be able to defend myself in this moment, so I'm trying to.
Yeah. So you're just defending the person who is defending you. I like that a lot. Yeah. Absolutely. So that will mark a team off because the two of you are working as a team here. Even if it is online, and this isn't like the traditional way of defending, it is still a method of defending.
Do not worry, I will help.
In that case, because you are assisting, that does get a full 10. So Ray, I want you to describe what this looks like how this is so effective and how you get your message across to people, and then you get to choose one of the following. You may add a team to the pool, so add a team back in, take influence over Wave, or clear a condition.
It will probably end up being add back onto the team because I don't have a condition anymore.
Yeah.
But Aurora basically explains in like a big kind of like thread post of like their interactions with Wave, like what they've done in the past, reminding people that they helped with previous like hero stuff. No one should be defined by their family's past, but their own actions, and also alongside of like saying that they are a good friend and putting up the selfie picture as part of that post.
Oh yeah, that's really cute. I love that a lot. But you are thoroughly like in that for a bit. You are in the phone, and Mr. Fixit, as you kind of scan across the group, you see you see Aurora just very intent on the phone.
Just like they like have like they just have the straw of like the milkshake just extended into their mouth as they're just like
I see the like lean over the table, reaching out with the mouth for the straw while you're tapping away like at the angle with the phone. I love that.
Yeah, they look a little frustrated like at their phone, like
that makes sense.
People are bullying their friend, and they're just like they don't tolerate that shit, and it's just like, so they're like very much into their phone. So anybody else can talk to to fix it, but that's what Aurora is currently doing.
Makes sense. And you would seeing that from Mr. Fixit, seeing that from Aurora, you nonetheless see the other two at the table as you sit down.
Fixit is staring at Aurora, just typing away furiously, not understanding how they can move their thumbs that fast, and just looks over at Wink and Aqua, is like, well, so what did you guys get up to tonight?
Sort of swallows a bit of pancakes that he was eating. We got some information.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the speedster that was with the group. They had a folder, list of people. I managed to grab that folder.
You got it?
Let's see. And he starts patting down his coat, and he opens up and he pulls the folder out from an interior pocket.
Fixit will grab it from Wink. Did you guys didn't really, you fought, quote unquote, but you didn't get into a physical altercation, did you? Would you look roughed up? Or
it was
very
no. We
No.
didn't get into combat.
Yeah.
It was just sort of a intense moment.
Yeah, it was
They had a
very
nice
close to combat. They were literally
It's a very
about to
nice nap.
yeah, they were about to clothesline Wink right before. They barely avoided getting out of there without a
That's right.
physical combat situation. So I think you would see because Wink, passed out to the ground twice pretty heavily during that moment. I think you would see there maybe a little bit of
mud
dirt on
and,
the shoulder.
sticks.
Yeah, some sticks in the hair, but nothing more than that.
Because Fixit would have no clue that what you guys did tonight. 'Cause-
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have no clue. It's all right.
I mean, the other
You
situation is way more of a big announcement.
Yeah, wait, you gotta clean yourself up, man. Come on, you gotta be presentable
What?
for the team. He just
What do you-
gestures
what
to
do
the
you
dirt
mean?
on you as he's covered in stuff.
He just smacks the dirt. Oh, right. I am
Yeah.
so used to sleeping in the woods.
Didn't even notice it. There's just a leaf in the hair. It doesn't even bother you.
Yeah. So, can I flip through the folder? What names are there?
Assess the situation.
Okay. Superior.
Also, Wink just sort of looks around to other people who may or may not be in the diner. Just there's maybe some secret stuff that we're talking about in the middle of a public space.
Maybe.
I always have a meetings here. Miss.
Miss, I will say, I'll give this to Wave since Wave, you're the one, not Wave, Wink, you're the one assisting here. Do you want to
Okay.
spend a team to make that a 7?
Sure, I will.
Okay. In that case, spending a team, the two of you kind of putting your heads together, whether literally or metaphorically, to kind of look over the information. That does make it a 7 to 9, so you get to ask one of the following questions. What here can I use to insert creative answer here? What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in danger? Who here is the most vulnerable? And how can you best end this quickly? You don't know what this is, so I will eliminate how can we best end this quickly from that. What of them did any stand out? And I can repeat if you need.
I don't know about you, but with the list of people, it's either going to be the most dangerous or the most vulnerable for me, Connor. I don't know. What's your opinion?
There is a difference in them. What here is in the greatest danger is very often used for is this building about to collapse? Or, is this MacGuffin about to explode? That kind of thing. Or is this, MacGuffin about to be destroyed? That kind of thing. Who here is most vulnerable is usually referring to people and their situations. If it is a list of names, I think I think it would make sense for you to apply that.
I'm good with checking vulnerability.
All right. In that case, if your question is who here is most vulnerable to you, you're reading through this and it's a list of names, and it doesn't stand out initially to you, Mr. Fix-It, until you start realizing that you recognize a chunk of these names. Not all of them by any means, but a chunk of them. They are, in large plurality, the names of older heroes, like heroes that some of which have retired, some of which you probably like worked alongside way back in the day. A few of them are names you don't recognize, like I said, but there's a surprising number of like heroes who are slightly or are on the elder side of aging. And in addition to that, it seems to be some sort of like medical log of some kind. Like these are, if you've ever seen drug charts, they're those essentially. These are someone monitoring someone's specific chemical intake of some kind. The actual science behind it is beyond either of you. It's not something you're familiar with, but whatever is going on here, this group of older, many of them retired heroes, they are most definitely the most vulnerable here. Whoever was trying to take this was planning to use this information for nefarious purposes. This wasn't like, oh, we're getting research that I can, like, these people were probably targets.
Well, you did good. You did good, kids. They got a couple of my friends on here. A bunch of older folks too. I don't know these ones. He just points out the other names he just doesn't recognize.
What could they possibly want with a bunch of old folks?
Well, you know, tonight me and Wink, we had a run-in with that fake magnitude. We all had a run-in not too long ago and it seemed like he was coming after me. So I think they're going after the older generation of heroes.
Why?
At least I couldn't tell you why. It seems strange. They even use them like older generations to like take out older ones. Like, don't get me wrong, magnitude's been around for a while. So the fact they're using that name is even strange.
Well, I suppose it's a start.
Who did you say had these papers? Where did you get these from?
Their name was...
Blue Line.
Blue Line.
Yes,
It's the false Ricochet.
Oh, Ross knows.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I clarify.
Gotcha.
Blue Line had them.
Wait, the fake? The fake Speedy?
Yeah, the one who was pretending to
What
be
were
Ricochet.
What were y'all doing tonight?
We sort of above game. We saw Blue Line like go into a building and we just sort of chased him there, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, you guys were in the Evergreen Arboretum, which is like a just like community garden type thing next to the university.
And then we got the alert.
Mm-hmm. And then the like alarms at the university went off, and you guys were just there.
We were responding to the call that we got.
That's strange. They worked together the first time, but this time they don't work together. One of them's pretty flashy, and the other one's on the other side of town, going around trying to get these names for something.
It seemed like Blue Line's heart wasn't entirely in on this, if I could make an observation.
He did speak fairly easily once we questioned him.
But it seemed like he was scared of talking.
They're probably scared talking about his boss.
Aurora finally finishes their giant thread post and perks up and is like, there's also someone who showed up at the end. I don't know. I don't think either of you saw it because you had to take care of Blue Line, but there's a third person there, or a second person there called Light Show?
Yeah, all they said was "Welcome to the Light Show" right before they fired a beam at you. So you assume that is their name.
Yeah. They attacked me, so I'm assuming they're part of the bad guys, and they disappeared after that. I'm sorry.
You got nothing to be sorry about. You took on one of them by yourself, it sounds like. I'm glad to hear you're alright.
I'm surprised too. Because they had a they could absorb my light power. They kind of furrow their brow. I'm gonna have trouble with that one in the future.
Yeah.
If we ever come in contact with Light Show again, I might need help. No, I will need help. Where's Wave?
Well, Wave's in the Bago. They said their stomachs kind of got turns.
The Winnebago?
Yeah, he just gestures out to the vehicle that's perfectly fine outside.
I'd like to note that you can
Bago.
see Wave has their head on the fucking dash, just thumped on the dash.
Just go back constantly.
They don't want anything?
I got them some banana pancakes to go. I don't think they feel up to eating at the moment.
Kind of to punctuate that, you hear a, "All right, Shug," and the large older woman comes swaying out of the back room, kind of, and she floats over to you, setting down a big steaming plate of steak tips and onions, and a little box, or not a little box. It's actually one of those very large to-go boxes, and you can see there's like syrup pooling in it and like pouring out of like a corner of it. She sets it down. Anything else I can get you, folk?
No, thank you.
No, I think we're good, Margaret. Thank you very much.
Of course, Shug. If I can get y'all anything else, you're always welcome here. Y'all take care now.
Well, I might be able to get us some answers on at least who they possibly working for.
Oh?
Sadly, I think I have a connection.
Really?
How are y'all with family therapy?
Aurora kind of gives an eyebrow raise.
Well, listen, alright. Before Magnitude... He just continues eating the soup. Before Magnitude jumped, it seemed like he knew where I was gonna be wherever I was ending up. But it also seemed like, it seemed like my son knew that he was warning me that something bad was gonna happen if I stayed in that building, and I'd hate to imagine where Magnitude would have dropped if I was still inside, because he just came flying from the sky.
So you think your son knew about this whole thing happening? That happened to you guys?
At least he knew what was going on with me. I don't know if he knew what happened to y'all, but at the very least was aware of what was gonna happen to us.
So, wait. Sorry, I'm a little confused. You think your son is in on this?
I don't know. Listen, he didn't seem real
Because
happy.
it just seems a little strange to me that he would know about the attack and not not be able to stop it.
Or at the very least, tell me about it, or tell someone about it. Hey, listen, he's not a hero. He doesn't do stuff like that. I'm not gonna put it on him to try to stop it, but he very well knew something was gonna happen to me, and it seemed like he knew exactly what was gonna happen to me. So I feel like I need to nip in the butt. Y'all don't have to come with me. I can take care of this, but I need someone to take care of. Just gestures outside to Wave, still banging their head to the dash of the Bago.
Oh no, they're standing outside, very clearly throwing up behind a garbage can now.
It's even worse.
Oh no!
Someone take care of me.
I love the idea of you like gesture towards the window of the car, and
Oh, no
everyone
one's
looks, and Wave isn't there, and then you're like, you kind of lean towards the window, and you look around, and like at the corner, like on the side, like by the corner of the diner, we just see a trash can, and behind it just.
Yeah, if someone wants to come with me, that's fine. But I would appreciate a team has to stick together, and I'd appreciate if y'all stuck with them.
Aurora looks to the other two and is curious about, like, because they don't want to assume they're the most socially adept, but trying to think it through. It's just like, okay, we have Rain, who is an alien who probably won't know much about the complexities of, like, family human dynamics. Is making that a safe assumption, and then
Would soup help?
I think so. I never tried it. It's a possibility.
and then there's Wink, who has lived in the woods and doesn't get much social interaction probably as well, and it's just like, just concerned. Just like, I can possibly go with you, but I do want someone to go with Wave and make sure that they stay okay.
I'll go with them. We're roommates, after all.
Well, I think that works well. Rain, where are you gonna go? You coming with us, or are you gonna?
You can come along if you.
Oh yeah, you're more than
Use
welcome.
the
There's plenty of
assistance.
room. Yeah, there's plenty of room. No, I think you'd be welcome. And it's just like it's just entirely oblivious of what you should do to have a conversation with your son. Like, yeah, just bringing two coworkers to have a normal conversation and confront your son sounds like the right thing to do.
He's a
And he's very
great
confident.
father.
Great
You know,
father.
this is-
Very confident.
It's
I could bring some more
kind of-
soup.
Yeah.
Aurora kind of pauses, just like, actually, I think because of the influx of villains, maybe Aqua should stay with Wink for a little bit. Just in case. Especially with Wave's reveal, I don't know if he's gonna get targeted.
Yeah, that's good thinking. That's leader quality right there.
Well,
Yeah, if we need some backup, that's fine. Play
I'm
some
gonna
defense.
say, this is when you see Wave come inside shakily to the counter and just ask for a cup of water. Just like, can I have a cup of water, please?
Kind of coming from the back. Yeah. Oh, Shug, you don't look so good. Why don't you sit down?
Can't. It's all spitting.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me grab you something. You been drinking?
Thank you. No,
Cocks an eyebrow at you.
the aftershocks are hitting me. That's all I can say.
Right. You want like Tums or something?
That would be wonderful, actually.
All right, I'll be right back. She looks at you, Mr. Fix-It, as the two of you make eye contact across the diner, and she points at Wave and goes, "This one," and like mouths, "This one yours."
And then he points at he holds up the pancakes like, yeah, and just nods.
She just nods her head and heads into the back. She returns a couple minutes later with two waters. One of them looks just like classic water, and the other is like bubbling as if it has some sort of seltzer in it.
Just quote, because the hood is up, grabs the seltzer one, drags it under the hood, and just puts their face down on it. Thank you.
Of course, made you some food, but looks like you might want to let yourself settle before you have a bite.
It smells great. Thank you. They're just gonna stand there
Mm-hmm.
drinking.
Yeah, I think Wave needs to get home.
Yeah, I think Wave needs a nap.
And with the "I think Wave needs a nap," it sounds like there's a split happening. So, where's everyone headed?
I know Aurora's going with Fix It.
Aurora and
sounds like
Fix-It
we're
are
gonna
going
go
to
see
track
my
down
son.
Robert.
Yeah.
What about Rain?
It sounds like I might be better suited for just being back here or playing defense, like keeping an eye on things. I'll probably like go to my ship and take a look at some of my environmental sensors and things like that, or otherwise keep in touch with the handler, maybe see if there's anything I can do to coordinate with them.
Yeah, you get in touch with y'all's handler, and I actually think we'll have a scene with that. Cool. Know what we're doing with you. Know what I believe that we know what Aurora and Fix-It are doing. Are Wave and Wink heading back to the apartment? Like, Wink, are you escorting Wave back to the apartment?
Yeah, he can.
You two want a hard frame or soft frame that? I'm sorry if I misunderstood, Wink, because that's what it sounded like, but if you were going somewhere else, please correct me.
No, yeah, Wink, because Wave and Wink live in the same space, he would be willing to help bring them back home if they're just like done for the day. And we can make a scene out of that if you'd like, Gaius.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a soft or hard frame, up to you. You guys can soft frame it and just kind of describe what that looks like as you escort, or you can hard frame if you want some role play. I leave that up to you too.
I don't know. I would imagine slowly walking back. Wave is still head down, kind of quiet about everything, but does look at Wink every now and then. They just don't seem to know what to say at the moment.
I think Wink will just let the silence sit for a moment. He realizes that something pretty drastic has happened here. Your stomach feeling better?
Yeah, it's not as bad as it was, honestly.
Those pancakes, pretty good. You got something to look forward to, trust me.
Can't wait to try them. Heard you guys did a good job out there today.
Yeah. You know, so did you.
I'm sure.
Hey, we stopped the bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah, the bad guys.
He sort of will increase his pace a bit and stand up next to them. You stopped the bad guy.
Yeah, I had to. But now,
You had to.
now everyone knows. I didn't want anyone to know. It's going to happen one day, but now everyone knows.
You can't do much about that. It's out of the bag now.
Yeah.
But despite whatever headlines or whatever people say, one thing remains constant, and you and I both just agreed on it. You saved the day. You say you had to?
Yeah.
You had to stop them because you're a hero.
I couldn't let anyone think that that monster was still alive. You know? And now everyone knows that, well, that monster was my dad.
And I can't really imagine what that must have been like. I'm not going to pry. I'm not going to dig into your life or anything like that. I just want you to know that no matter what in the coming days, I don't think you're anything like your dad. I think you're a hero.
I don't really say anything, but there's just that moment where they like nudge your shoulder with theirs and they just look away. They're like, and then they just keep going.
Comfort or support, please.
How do I
Plus,
initiate that?
plus mundane.
I see.
Unless you have anything that affects it.
Skadoosh. That's a 9.
That's a 9. So I would.
One of my stats I have a minus in even. So that would actually have been a 10.
Oof. Either way,
Ooh.
still a 9 is a hit. they do open up to you. I think that is clear that they have opened up to you. So on a hit, they hear you and they've opened up. So you get this choice because you are being supported here. Wave, you get this choice. You can mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels.
Don't have any conditions. Labels are locked.
Some of your labels are locked, but you can still shift others.
I think they're gonna mark the potential, honestly. Hearing someone support them like that.
That makes sense.
They just, at that point, they just stay quiet, but their shoulders will lift it a little more as they walk, so.
He'll let the quiet sit and just help them get home.
There's one more hasty throw up behind a tree, but you know.
Indeed.
You make it onto the suit's housing like property and just quickly behind a tree go before the two of you ascend up the stairs together. The conversation and laughter and just general life of heroes kind of drifting out from under the doors of the various apartments you pass as the two of you head up to your top floor apartment and get ready for a rest.
I think one last subtle note.
Mm-hmm.
Once Wave and Wink sort of split off, he sees Wave go into their bedroom and he'll just linger in the kitchen for a moment. He'll go to the bathroom, open up a medicine cabinet, and he'll grab some sleeping pills. And knowing that they're probably going to be up a lot thinking about this, Wink is going to pop some sleeping pills and force them to go to sleep.
Hell yeah.
I have now become Amamir.
Passing out on the couch to make sure that they're in the radius. This is just for funsies. Where does Wave end up passing out? Like, are they on their bed? Are they in a chair? Or do they just like hit the floor?
So they were in their room. They were taking off their costume and just sort of getting into like regular clothes, and then it hits them, and they step forward, their knee buckles, and they just sort of fall. They fall forward, head and chest on the bed, fucking knees and feet on the floor.
Amazing.
Oh no!
There's a little bounce.
You're gonna wake up
bounce.
with carpet knees.
Yeah.
There's a little bounce, and their arms flop. You know.
You know what? I'm gonna do them a favor. They wake up on the floor.
Amazing.
Incredible.
As we drift out of that apartment, we kind of float through the night sky with the view that we have as audience/camera, and I'm going to drift towards Aqua. Rain. Where would Cosmic Rain have gotten to?
Let's see here. Well, how much time has passed since everyone left the diner?
I think we're kind of abstracting the leaving from the diner.
Okay.
So if you want to like go back to your apartment, spend some time there, and then contact the handler, or if you want to contact, it's up to you, right? Like it's a little bit more abstract right now.
I'll probably contact him. Well, I'll contact him, and then as I'm on my way to meet him, I'll probably just like check up on like any of the readings or sensors and things from some of the environmental like systems that I have set up.
Mm-hmm. They let you know that they'll meet you at your ship, and while you're like checking sensors and everything, what are you looking for in particular?
Well, just seeing if there's just anything in particular, like anything out of the ordinary, or because it's like I'm typically keeping an eye on the different like levels fluctuations if it's within livable conditions for the flora fauna, if there's anything that might affect things. It's just looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Roll and assess the situation, because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you are assessing the situation. You are using the tools at your disposal to observe and analyze the information around you.
Let's see. analyze the situation. See, where's this? Oh, there it is. Um, 7.
7. 7 still gets you something. You get it's one question as with the previous assess the situation. What here can I use to blank? So that question would be like you find out that one of your pieces of information or like one of your sensors may be useful in the future, that kind of thing. What here is the biggest threat would be kind of identifying what was dangerous during the evening and like going through your readings and kind of determining what was danger, like what was happening from a analytical standpoint. What here is in the greatest danger, so what potentially was at threat, maybe from a scientific standpoint. Who is most vulnerable, maybe analyzing some of the information received from the like drug graphs from the papers. And how can you best end this quickly? Nebulous one. It's a little ambiguous as to how that would apply in this situation, but if you pick it, we will absolutely come up with something together.
Yeah, I think I'd probably be leaning more towards like what would be dangerous or like what would be the most vulnerable. But I think one comes more after the other. So I think just like what kind of, if there's any dangers, basically,
Yeah.
and then go from there.
So I think I'll kind of touch a little bit on two of the things that I gave, but like not full of them, either of them fully, based on what you just said there.
Yeah.
You are you're analyzing the information, the data. Your craft is, if I remember correctly, it's a science craft, right? Like it's a science ship. So it's equipped with a ton of like environmental sensors of various kinds, including stuff that we don't necessarily have access to on the planet Earth.
No.
One of them includes essentially a plasma reader, a something that is able to read electromagnetic pulses in a much more accurate way than we can currently read them. Usually with electromagnetic pulse readings, you're just getting like waves as it hits the sensor. Your sensor is able to be a bit more broad spectrum and is actually able to like identify and locate sources of high concentrations of plasma energy and or electromagnetic energy. You find that about an hour prior to the events going down, there was a massive surge of electromagnetic energy that came from outside of the city, like somewhere. If you know where DC is, it's like on that sort of like Maryland Virginia border, and it's not too far away from just open like land, open just fields and grassland and that kind of thing. And it would have been out there. It's significantly away from the city to the point where like the population out there would be extremely sparse. But about an hour prior to the events, there's a big surge of electromagnetic energy. Then, things started happening. There was another medium surge of electromagnetic energy around the time of you and Wink and Aurora having your conflict, and it seems like you triangulate it, and it seems to track that it was localized over the university. And then there's another massive surge, and you compare the two, and the massive surge of electromagnetic energy is almost identical to the one that was from outside the city prior. You assume very suspicious. And you also you remember Aurora talking about how they went toe to toe with a relatively powerful hero that ate their light powers and then shot a blast of light at them. And it seems to match up almost exactly timing wise with these electromagnetic pulses. And you think who or whatever is able to cause them is absolutely the most dangerous thing on the field right now.
Okay.
And kind of as you're like finishing analyzing this, like you have either the graphs up on a screen or a monitor or printed out and are comparing them, whichever you feel is most appropriate. But it is as you are identifying this that there's a like a request comes up on your computer for a essentially your handler is requesting to access your ship's like essentially it's very Star Trek beam in technology. They want to arrive directly on the ship.
Okay. Probably do a scan first just to make sure it's them, and then beam them aboard. Or basically lock onto their biosignature from like what I know.
It matches the biosignature of a non-human entity, and you're like, okay, I don't think there's not that many non-human entity or not non-Earth entity, and you're like, okay, I haven't met any others. It's probably fine. And you teleport them aboard the ship. As they arrive, the shape-shifting handler / hero known as Mask kind of looks around. Their sort of featureless, pallid face looks towards you. Oh, Ryan, it's good to see you again.
Likewise.
All right.
Any new information on your end?
Oh, it's been hard to look into things from my position. It seems that most of S.U.I.T.S is not really informed as to what's been going on, but I wanted to meet with you in less of a handler capacity and more of a colleague capacity. You're from the Coalition, correct?
I am.
It's good to meet another individual from the Coalition, but I will be frank with you. I am growing worried about this planet. When I was sent here on a observation mission, it felt safer than it currently does. It appears these humans haven't quite given up their violent ways.
I wait to see if there's any additional.
You kind of see that he's also waiting for you to kind of. They're almost like trying to judge your response as well.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that?
It does seem there's some inherent violence in the system. But that's also not very surprising given the state of evolution that the species is in currently.
Yes, I merely worry that with their recent advancement in psychic control, I suppose, that these powers may have proved to be more dangerous than their species can handle. I am considering returning to the Coalition and recommending a galactic quarantine once more, but before I did so, I wanted to receive your opinion on it.
I sort of take a moment. It looks like I'm thinking this over, mulling it over in my head. While I do agree that we should be taking some precautions, I don't know to what degree that we necessarily should be taking over. As the Coalition typically states, is we're not supposed to necessarily get in the way of the evolution of a species unless it's to prevent their annihilation.
I'll give you a choice here. Are you attempting to provoke them as if as if making them kind of, not necessarily in like an angry way, but are you attempting to like sort of get them either riled up or like to start a healthy debate? And that would be provoke someone. It doesn't
No,
cost
no,
anything.
not intended to provoke whatsoever. It's just
Okay.
merely intellectual exchange at this point.
Then you get the option. You don't have to, but you may spend a team to either try to persuade with best interests or stand up for something. You, of course, don't have to, but you have the option here.
Okay. I think I'll wait and see just how extreme he goes, or if it's just merely for see if he's just considering this at this point, or if he's actually like is set on taking action based on it.
Yeah, they pull out a data pad and begin to scroll through it. Your interactions with them have been rather limited. From my looking into your file, you arrived here and were almost immediately shot down by violent actors in one of the so-called capitalist holdout zones. Are you aware that these capitalist zones still represent approximately 30% of the human population on the planet?
I do not doubt it, but I also do not expect that a species that is at its current point in evolution would be completely peaceful and fully evolved.
But this is exactly why.
We do expect, and that is not to say that I don't believe we couldn't use maybe some safeguards.
It does sound like at this point you are kind of picking up that you are probably the only thing that could stand in the way of this report and this assessment. That they without you here having this healthy debate would have probably already made that recommendation.
Yeah. I don't really know enough, I think, to determine whether I think humanity is beyond saving or anything, but I'm not quite sure. I think maybe I need to delve to see just what they're trying to get at. Are they looking to take some sort of action that would
mask?
Yeah.
Plus mundane. They pierce the mask. Get it? Because their hero name's Mask. But I didn't even think about that.
There isn't some sort of equivalent for using my freak, correct?
For using freak, not.
Or is that only?
Oh, one of your powers we've discussed is kind of empathy, correct? Like
yes.
Empathic connection. I will allow you to unleash your powers here rather than pierce the mask, but you will just get their emotional state more than anything else.
Okay.
One of the things that you get from unleash your powers is extending your senses, and in this case, that makes perfect sense for you.
Yeah. Okay, 11.
11. One moment. 11. Not only do you get it, but it is neither unstable nor temporary. You tune in directly to their emotions. There is fear. That like a genuine fear, concern as well. You sense that concern emanating both towards you, somewhat towards the people of Earth, but also towards the Galactic Coalition. They are concerned about how this would potentially go with like future interactions, and you do the thing that worries you is you get a sense of what's the term? You get a sense of not determination, of conviction. They seem to be somewhat already committed to a course of action. And you can only guess what that is based on the fact that they've been saying galactic quarantine once more. They said that they were thinking, they talked about the dangers of humanity. They mentioned how you were shot down. You don't have much doubt that they are intending to potentially lock the planet of Earth off from the greater galaxy for an unknown amount of time.
I guess all right, because I was going to also ask,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
based on my experience and with my background, like, what does that mean necessarily? What does the quarantine entail? Is it just that specifically, or is it like, um, is it being
It,
supervised by like another race kind of a thing? Is it like we can do a complete takeover? Is it just that we create like a defensive like barrier
it would be
around
more the
the
defensive
Earth space?
barrier. Yeah, it
Okay.
would be basically a limiter. It would require the humans to reach a certain level of technological advancement in order to reach the Galactic Coalition. It basically quarantines off a section of space, making that's about a light year in diameter, to essentially make it so that no outposts, no settlements, no population of any, alien groups of any kind would be anywhere near Earth. It would essentially cut off human contact. And you also worry that it might, in your familiarity with galactic quarantines as they have happened in the past, and like you've studied in, similar situations, you would be given a choice to either stay here, cut off in perpetuity, and indefinitely from your people and the Galactic Coalition, or you would have to return or like with him and never come back to Earth. If that call is made.
Yeah, in light of that, then I guess I'll just continue with my course. And then speaking back to him, mentioning how my main concern and my main directive here is the local nature, the flora, the fauna. I want to make sure that we're able to, what's the word?
Conserve.
Thank you. Conserve the life here. And it might need further assessment before we take such drastic measures. I might request that we have further counsel come and assess the situation from.
It does sound like you will. It does sound like you are using a team, and you are trying to convince them in some capacity. So
yeah, at this point, yes.
Yeah. That makes sense. Stand up for something or persuade with best interests. Your choice.
Persuade with best interest.
Yeah, savior or superior.
Okay. Probably superior.
Yep.
13.
13. If they're an NPC on a 10+, they buy it and act accordingly. Nothing else. They nod in your direction. You see them pull out a data pad and kind of flick something up.
Your record for interplanetary conservation does precede you. It is quite impressive. Were you someone else, I maybe consider overriding your interaction, but seeing as I am new here and you have more experience than me, I will defer to your decision.
He's new.
He is new.
No, all right, I appreciate your understanding in this matter. If we're to take further action, I believe we should also follow the proper protocol in making such assessments, especially one of this nature.
They nod.
You are correct, of course. Proper protocol is observed. We merely grew concerned. It appeared as though very shortly after our arrival, the violence increased almost immediately. It caused some concern.
Well, introducing any new variable is going to cause some sort of change in the norm, so it's not surprising to me. What I want to see is whether or not this is going to be a persistent growth, or if it's going to be something that we can maintain.
They look down at the data pad.
Well, I believe if someone would be able to steer them in the right direction, it is you. Your integration in the hero community seems rather effective. I recommend continuing that course of action, and I will continue to monitor.
Very good. And with all that aside, would you like some imbibement?
I would love some imbibement. It has been so long since I've had...
And then I direct him to the stores and the ship with.
Yeah, and after that, the two of you actually have
stuff.
Like a nice conversation. Like, you talk about times, like, planets you visited in the Galactic Coalition, and the two of you not share necessarily the same interest, but you both share an interest in like travel and exploration and seeing distant lands for different reasons. But there's still that sort of you find a few planets that like you've been to in common, and the two of you just kind of swap stories back and forth for a little bit.
Yeah, try to catch up.
And as we see them go up and begin drinking, the screen is kind of taken over by the glass, and then it is transitioned as it's placed down to, you know what? I will say you don't even need to look for him. I will just ask you where Robert Bobbert II, Robert Bobbert Jr. would be, like, setting down a large, probably he is probably a classic beer drinker. He's an IPA drinker.
All right, are we going for real sad? Like, what level of sad do you think Robert is right now? Or conflicted, if not sad.
I was gonna say he is definitely more conflicted, but he is still definitely sad. Dude is wallowing, to put it lightly.
Can I take up one of the unused buildings that are on the map?
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty.
Behind the university library, or no, not behind the university library. I'm sorry. That's right next to it. Yeah, I think it'd be next to his work. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Capitol, next to Capitol Park, there's a bowling alley that the family used to go to on the weekends. Everyone would make time. And they have a really nice bar there with some nice IPAs, and the three Roberts would all go there and bowl on the weekends.
What's this bowling bar's name?
I think it's called like Lazy Pens.
Lazy Pens. You got it.
And it just opens there, and it's like it's late, right? Because we dealt with all this stuff. It's the same night.
Yeah.
And
it would be pretty late at this point, yeah.
Like almost right before closing, so like there's like maybe one or two other people bowling. And
you know that.
Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
No. I want to. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, you know that Robert is on a good terms with the owner of Lazy Pins, has like helped him with getting like maintaining his like community license for maintaining the space and everything, and they're like old friends at this point. I think it's the kind of thing where like when you went there was a different owner, and this is the owner's kid that Robert like grew up alongside and now owns the space, and like the dad is now retired, and so like he's sitting there at the bar, and you see like probably on the far end of Lazy Pins cleaning the floor is the son of the original owner of Lazy Pins. Let's just call him Chuck for now, for ease. Gotcha. Chuck like looks over as you enter to give like a work close. Like you see him like turn, and he's like about to mouth the word, and then he sees it's you and just gives you a wave and keeps mopping.
Waves back at Chuck. and it just gestures for Aurora to come in.
Aurora floats on in, unless they're supposed to be in like a. I don't know if they're still in superhero attire or.
It's up to you. Entirely up to you.
It depends on what.
Fix-It hasn't changed, so Fix-It's still in the new, now semi-ruined suit that he got from Suits.
Yeah, then Aurora would float in as Aurora, a lucky Aurora.
Is this a common occurrence that like superheroes just go into daily tasks in their superhero outfits in this town?
Way more common than you'd think. It's fairly common to the. It's fairly common for heroes at this point, for how like commonplace it is, to like forget that they're just wearing their hero gear. So like that's not that would be pretty often. Chuck at the far end is like mopping. What about the bartender? Is the bartender also related, or is it a different person entirely?
Imagine a different person.
What do you imagine them like?
Probably college kid, definitely legal drinking age, but is doing this as a side business. It's probably second, or we don't really do businesses here, so they would enjoy. So a college kid with a bowling as a hobby and is using I'll bar so I can use lanes whenever I want kind of style.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. The sort of like, hey, I'll bartend for you if you let me practice after.
Exactly.
That kind of situation. Yeah. You got a name for him?
Sarah.
Spell?
Sarah.
Sarah. You got it. Sarah looks over the bar. What can I get you to?
But he's drinking, and I'll pay for his tab too.
You must be pretty old then if you still think tabs are a thing. I'll be right up.
Are they not a thing? Wait, oh.
You hear Robert kind of snort like a... Dad, they haven't been a thing for like 25 years.
Oh, shit. Yeah, my head is. Especially when it's been thinking too hard.
Why did you bring a pop star to a bar?
To be fair, it's a bar in a bowling alley.
That's why I'm here.
An eyebrow.
Oh, I know who you are. You're famous, especially to us.
The fact that you think that that's what I care about right now is very telling, sir.
And what do you care about right now?
They kind of do a slight sigh and they kind of are starting to get a vibe of like, this person is gonna be difficult from the start, regardless of everything that's just happened. It's like, okay. Well,
there's that like, how the fuck are you this guy's kid? Like, what the hell?
Yep. It's just like, and it's more of like, damn, I can't believe my hero came out of this guy. That's the vibe that they are feeling.
Yep,
more than
absolutely,
anything.
Yeah.
Don't meet your hero's parents.
Yeah, don't meet your hero's parents. It's like, wait, how did this guy have this kid? And then secondly, how did this kid have an even, what the fuck is going on here? There's absolutely that. Yeah, I love that.
Because Aurora is kind of, they try to keep that kind of happy persona a lot of the time, but they've already had to make like a twit longer about defending a friend, so they're already kind of
no, you're already
a little
on
spicy. Just a pinch spicy. Or has had to be spicy today, and they typically don't become spicy. Aurora kind of lets out a sigh. You did hear, and I assume you were there for everything that's happened. At the heroes thing, and then...
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I know all about it. I was there. I helped evacuate people from the building as it collapsed around me.
okay.
Listen, Robbie. Hey, you knew. You sounded like you knew more than just what happened. You sounded like you knew what was gonna happen.
I just had a bad feeling, okay?
Aurora wants to try to...
I think both of you can pierce the mask here. That both of you, I think, with the way that you were talking earlier, there's definitely like this doesn't match with what the way he was talking with you when you were at the event. So both of you roll pierce the mask.
Okay. Let's see, mundane. I'm just double checking.
You know, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. I'm talking to my son.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Fix it. No.
Bad talking to my kid. You know, I'm only good at talking to kids that aren't mine.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if this applies. This probably doesn't, but I just want to double check. I have the gossip mags as one of my action moves. When you tap into gossip or rumor, it's of a celebrity. Celebrity industry. Okay, for information. Got it. Okay, that probably doesn't have to do anything with this.
I'll kind of let it apply because Robert Bobber isn't like a celebrity, but he is on the voting council for the ACAB. So he is a
Okay.
relatively well-known public official. He's the equivalent of like the chief of the fire department or the not like a mayor, but like a mayor's second hand, that kind of thing. He's relatively well known. So in that case,
I'm just posting what it does.
yeah. So roll plus superior.
Okay. No, plus superior means a +1, or is it just plus the superior number, right?
It's plus your the superior number, so whatever number you have next to your superior.
Okay.
2 plus 6 plus 1. On a 10 plus, you get to ask 3. On a 7 to 9, you get to ask 1. Because you are 1 away, and you have a friend here, Mr. Fix-It, you have the option to spend your last team to make this a 10. Reminder that you do get a team at the start of every session, so like it you know, having one, it's not, it wouldn't be the end of the world. You're not like dooming yourself by using it here if you want to.
I mean, if the rest of the team's okay with using the last one when we get one more back, I'd like to.
Yeah, we're close to the end of the
Let's
session,
do it.
so yeah, you can get one more at the start of next one. Spending a team there to make that a 10, and I think you're already kind of reading with the... It is a miss, but I think you're still helping. So we'll get to your 3 questions in a second, but your 3 questions will happen essentially while...
This is happening.
Yeah, while Robert turns on Mr. Fix-It and once again begins to escalate the situation. You can tell that he is irritated, maybe a little irrational, and definitely he lashes out at Mr. Fix-It. Like, that's just, you instantly read how he's behaving right here. Mr. Fix-It, with your failure, I'm going to inflict a condition, and I will have him speak to you in different ways based on what condition you wish to inflict on yourself. What do you inflict?
I think it depends on what he's gonna say, but right now, I think Mr. Fix-It just feels guilty because he almost feels like, sure, it's not his fault that his grandson passed away, but Robert says that it's his fault that he became a hero, and it's this fault that he died, that it's his fault that he's dealing with these villains, and this all leads back to Fix It, so on and so forth. So I think he feels a bit guilty.
It's this ridiculous perpetuation of violence that you and everyone around seems to just be okay with. That the moment everyone got cool superpowers that allows them to blow through buildings, that suddenly that's the thing to do. And they don't care about the people who don't necessarily have those powers. And you don't necessarily even realize how much they affect the things around you. When was the last time you broke something accidentally just because you're too strong, huh?
It's been a little bit, you know. I've been able to get my strength. I'd say like a couple weeks.
Really? No glasses, no that crushed under your grip. You didn't tap a machine of some kind and smash it to bits accidentally. And your mind just flashes back to the radio.
Yeah. Accidentally, I wouldn't say it was an accident. You know,
It always is an accident, right? And how many accidents until someone gets hurt? And then everyone looks at you, the media puts you on a pedestal, and then everyone thinks, oh yeah, you're heroes now, just because you inflicted violence on someone who disagrees with you. I don't have patience for so-called heroes. Aurora, what are your questions?
Aurora's questions. Oops. 1 second. Are gonna be.
You can ask them one at a time because if you get answers from one, it can inform the other. For example, what allies do they have enemies could then inform a follow-up question.
Yeah. It's picking which one to go first.
Yeah, that is
because
the thing.
I know one of them is 100% going to be how could I make them vulnerable to me. And that is definitely going to be one of them. It's just deciding on which one should go first. I think right now Aurora is a little bit spicier. So I think they're gonna ask what allies do they have or enemies do they have?
What allies or enemies do they have? You just are like, and you begin pulling up your social media. Is this like you asking other people in the like media industry, like, hey, what do you know about this person, and like getting rumors, that kind of thing? Or are you the kind of person who this is more like digging through threads and like looking up articles? Like, which is it for you?
I think they're the type of person that, because of their extending reach and communication with their fans, they are such a social person that they know who to talk to try to get like a truthful answer from a person.
Mm-hmm.
So like even if it leads to an article, even if it's a person that leads to an article, they will go through their reliable source for that information.
You hit up one of your friends on like a newspaper or a news website or some sort of news media outlet of some kind. Is this like a reporter, or is this like a friend in the industry, like another musician?
This is probably a reporter, because they tend to be more sleuthy. For this particular instance, Aurora's not looking for a pop star's point of view. They are turning on their more intellectual side of
Mm-hmm.
themselves, of like, I'm becoming an info gatherer at the moment.
I'm gonna go with an aforementioned name, the reporter who's kind of the one on the TV a lot, Aliata Bayo. She's interviewed you a few times. You two have a very friendly relationship. She's actually a really nice person, and has a focus on accurate and honest reporting. A lot of the reports she does, she will not confirm that this is factual information. She will, just like the report earlier, she was just saying, these are the things we've been told. We will get back to you with whether or not they're factual or not. And that's like it put a good taste in your mouth as far as reporters go, because not everyone does that, right? Not everyone is willing to
Right.
say, oh, I'm not necessarily right. This is just the information we have at the time. And so you reach out to her. You're like, hey, what do you know about Robert Barber II? You know, the one that works for the ACAB. And she just sends you a bunch of like random little snippets from like various interviews that she's done. She apparently interviewed him a while back. That was about his dissenting vote on a hero like liberty clause within a recent like bylaw sort of thing that essentially allowed heroes to get off a little bit lighter for mutual or for collateral damage, like just to like objects and that kind of thing, but allowed heroes to kind of get off a little bit lighter for that, and not necessarily have to do as much like community service or work time if they destroy things around them. And he was the dissenting vote on that, and she kind of did an interview with him about it. And you're like skimming through the interview, and you get a like, beyond just this guy has beef with his dad, and you know, he even said, you know, I don't have patience for so-called heroes. This guy just doesn't have patience for heroes. You would enemies of his, heroes. This guy just you can't tell if it's resentment or anger or disappointment or just pure disagreement, but he really hates the concept of superheroes, like inherently in and of itself. Furthermore, you she also sends you a bunch of pictures, and you kind of lean in. You only saw the lower part of her face, but the hair is pretty unmistakable. He has quite a few pictures with a relatively famous tech mogul by the name of Stacy Cobb, an inventor, a media personality. You've probably been to an event or two with her. And she does have a superpower, but it's really minor. It's called very often what is called an aesthetic superpower, where she can just lightly make her skin or her eyes or her hair glow a little bit. But that glowing hair looks weirdly familiar. Weirdly similar to something you saw just earlier this night. Right before Light Show blasted you with a beam of energy, her hair glowed that same golden color.
This is probably the most dangerous Aurora will be, is like, I can find dirt on anybody.
Mm-hmm. And
they
there's no
are very
confirmation
dangerous in this particular thing.
You don't necessarily think that, like, Allie, the person who sent you, like, like the reporter Adebayo, you don't even think that she necessarily made that connection. Like, she doesn't, like, no, you don't think that anyone besides you right now would be able to identify Light Show as who she is, right? It
Right.
is just because you faced her down and you're like staring at these pictures, and it's the connection with Robert Bobbert, right? Like, he knew that happened in the same night, and there are dozens of photos of the two of them together.
Aurora's not going to reveal that to Robert Bobbert for sure. At least not at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it becomes tactful to do so, but they will keep that in mind. So that was the first question.
That was the first question. I will say this naturally leads into a when and where can I find them, if you'd like.
Because their goal is to stop heroes in some way. That's Aurora's assumption. Like, so
Seems
who they
likely.
care about probably doesn't matter at this point. They don't. It's the problem is that they don't particularly care, other than for removing heroes.
Yeah, who they
in some
cared most
way.
about, you can assume, was probably their son that is now dead.
Yeah. What they're up to right now is just drinking. So.
So where and when can you find them?
Yeah.
I'll allow this to apply to their ally, because I think that makes sense here. I'll allow this to apply to Stacy Cobb. Stacy Cobb, in another art, you like go looking for like articles about Stacy Cobb, and there's a lot about her. She invented the Cobb phone, which is like the most popular form of smartphone in the modern era. She invented modern light sources. She invented a lot of the alert systems that a lot of the heroes use these days. She's involved in pharmaceuticals. She's involved in different tech testing and that kind of thing. She's a hand in the independent research facility. She is a relatively like all over the place individual, but she has her own separate isolated testing facility that's a little bit out in the Virginia foothills, kind of outside of the city. And it basically says in this article that when she is not like on a circuit tour, when she's not on like a media tour doing interviews and that kind of thing, she is almost always found there, as she is deep within her research. She's a scientist at heart.
Gotcha.
And then your last question, how can I make them vulnerable to me?
Yeah.
Find out whatever he and Stacy are cooking up. You think if you can catch him, he is, I mean, he's a politician, kind of. He knows how to dance around words. He knows how to deflect. He instantly did it when y'all entered and already has his dad on the back foot, right? Like, with now talking about him, and it's no longer about Junior. This guy's very good at talking around things, but you think if you can get hard evidence that he will spill his beans.
I don't know if revealing the Cobb situation is a good way to start this, because they could just go to Cobb and tell them that they're on the way.
You think that you might need to find more before revealing to him, but you have learned all this.
Yeah. And Aurora just looked like they were just glancing at their phone as they were yelling at Robert. Like, they looked like such a nonchalant, just celebrity, just
absolutely
looking bored and stuff, just like, oh, he doesn't know.
Junior finishes the drink and sets it down on the bar before wiping his mouth. What did you really come here for, Dad?
Came here to find out why you knew that was going to happen.
He just lets out an exhale through the nose. I didn't know. I just had a bad feeling. Okay, that's it. There's nothing else to it. Whatever you're thinking of happened. No. Okay, I've got to go. I've got work early in the morning.
I gotta say this. Fix-It will, after he said all that stuff with the powers, I think this is why Fix-It got a 4. He's gonna put his hand on Robert's shoulder and just subconsciously use his power to just keep him in his chair. Just keeping his hand on his shoulder.
He tenses, like immediately locks up, and he actually almost flinches away from you for a second.
Fix It sees that. And he's gonna, with the guilty, he's gonna just take a sigh and take his hand off of his shoulder.
Thank you. I've never wanted to say this to you, but I've always been afraid of you.
Robert has
See you
nothing to
around.
say.
Oh, what was that? Sorry?
Oh, Robert has nothing to say.
Yeah. He says, I'll see you around, and he stands up from the bar. He grabs his jacket off the other bar stool, and he heads out the door.
I think
Aurora
Robert
puts
just gonna take a sit.
Aurora puts a hand on Fix-It's shoulder. Hey.
Oh yeah, sorry I didn't see that. Yeah,
No.
maybe I should have just had this conversation by myself with him.
No, you're okay. You're okay. He had his defenses up, and he's hiding something.
Yeah.
No, he is hiding something. And looking at him pointedly.
He'll raise like an eyebrow a little bit.
Despite all of the pain that he is holding, he deflected and I'm sorry, but your son is lying to you. He knows something deeper, and he is involved.
Well, I mean, you said he was in pain. That's the first thing that's out of Robert's mouth.
He is. And people in pain sometimes let that carry over and sometimes hurt other people.
Well, we gotta make sure it doesn't hurt everyone. Come on, let's go and tell the rest of the team whatever you found out.
Aurora gives a nod.
We'll just start heading towards the Bago.
You realize how late it is and end up dropping Aurora back off at her apartment. Returning to the headquarters, returning to the housing for Suits, you park and pass out in the Winnebago. Above you, the other heroes wink and wave, asleep. In Cosmic Rain's ship, a friendly conversation continues far into the morning. And as the early rays of light begin to creep over the trees around New Columbia, an alarm starts going off within your ship, Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Another spike of that electromagnetic energy in that same location outside the city. And that's where we're going to pick up next time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun!
Dun dun dun!
Yeah, for Aurora, information is currency. That's their...
I mean, in general, it is as well.
Yeah.
Woo!
Looks rest. Ah, so it's like that.
Woof! What a session, y'all.
Heck yeah.
What a session.
Thank you once again for being here. I appreciate you all very much. But that'll bring us to the end for today.
Heck yeah.
Hot diggity.
Heck
Hell
yeah.
Wow.
Damn swell.
Well, thank you all for being here once again. I'll give y'all. Let me do our little goodbyes here. Aqua, will start off with you. Anything you want to say to the crowd?
Thank you for being here, and it was fun today, and looking forward to next time. Stay hydrated, and yeah.
Dink your oiter.
Dink your order.
Connor, what about you? Anything you want to say to the audience?
Sure, yeah. Find me everywhere, Distortion Devil. Hope you all have a good week, and hope you enjoyed the show, first and foremost. I know I did.
I'm glad to hear it. And Gaius.
Hi, I'm Gaius Ghostpaws. You can find me everywhere at Gaius Ghostpaws. That's mostly Blue Sky and here on Twitch. And I will be streaming on Saturday with Ray here. We'll be playing Fatal Frame 3. Smile.
It's a great stream. I love to tune in and watch.
Ray, speaking of the one, the only Ray Calligraphy Inc., anything you want to say to the crowd?
Yeah, I have been Calligraphy Inc., also known as Key Inc., on various platforms. As Gaia says, I will be joining them for streaming on Saturday, and I look forward to doing more of this sleuthing as a pop star superhero.
Hell yeah.
Surprisingly good at it for being a pop star. Or maybe not surprising.
They use that as part of their extra disguise. That's why they've been able to get away with being called Aurora.
I love that Ali Adebayo has been literally set up since the first session 0, and I love that it was just like, and now we have more information. Wahahaha.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated that. That was great, Ray. And Ross.
Hello, I'm Ross. Thanks for joining us, and I had a blast playing with everyone. Good night, everybody.
But everybody.
Oh, night.
I am Leah, aka Amusing Thalia. You can find, if you have found me here, and you can find me other places with the same name. And if you found me, thank you for being here. I once again, I wish to express my gratitude. We all get a limited time on this plane, and I appreciate you for every moment you spend with us. You have a lovely day, and let's find someone to raid out to.
Let's do it.
Let's
Wait,
do
the
it.
time's limited? No one told me there was a time limit.
There always is.
Wait a minute.
I see Skelly. Let's throw y'all that way.
Wait.
Another one of the of
Oh,
my
yeah.
suits. Skeleton Alpha.
Oh.
If they have the Skeletor left, they go, ha ha ha!
Perhaps.
I'll get you, He-Man.
Veggie's playing Legend of the Druids?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, hold on. I
Wait
love
a
you,
minute.
Skelly, but if there's
Wait.
Legends of the Druids being played,
Raid has been
Zen,
created.
post the name, post the full name so I can raid into them.
What's
Secrets
Legend
of the Druids.
Druids? What is that?
You mean the Secrets of the Druids?
Secrets of the Druids.
Druids.
They
It's
all
the mystery of the
have
Druids.
It's the mystery of the
We all
Druids.
Ah,
fucked
that's it.
We biffed
Mystery
it.
of
all
the
wrong.
We
Druids.
all
Ah!
biffed it. Veggie
We all
BLP, you got
fucking
it.
biffed it.
They all have an attitude.
It's
That's the mystery.
of the Druids.
Well, I'll send y'all out to Veggie BL Tale. Go enjoy the mystery of the Druids. You all have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Let's
Bye-bye.
fucking go.
Bye-bye.
Do that. When I see that go, it'll send it out. I won't hear this because that's how rating works. Boop, done.